extraordinary one, and therefore awarded me a Fair Play certificate in Lisbon, Portugal in January 1997. Learning to focus on wider goals, to look for the best in each other, and to look ahead to the future, these skills were born, nurtured, and made solid during my time at Fundraising. There's a deeper learning about civic responsibility and staying true to one's beliefs, regardless that I was taught at 𝐶𝐔𝐄𝐒. The story I'm about to relay was one of the most defining moments of our generation at that time. I add this piece of history because it tested our resolve, reminded us to stick to our principles and fight for what is good in the world. After returning from exile, Professor Busia was appointed head of civic education. During a visit to 𝐶𝐈𝐒, he requested a very short notice to preach at a Sunday service. Headmaster Abrukwa politely declined, as a guest preacher had already been scheduled to accommodate the request. And to accommodate the request, new opportunity was made for Professor Busia to address the students. It is said that when introducing him, Headmaster Abrukwa was supposed to have made a certain remark which did not sit well with the learned professor. With hindsight, many of us believe that moment contributed to what later happened, because when Busia became Prime Minister after 1969 elections, Headmaster Abrukwa was dismissed. He was part of the rumored 568 top officials summary dismissed from the civil service, essentially on political grounds. This debacle was dubbed Apollo 568. Headmaster Abrukwa's dismissal lit a response in all of us. He gingered us up. We had just finished a mock parliament. It was the day the school roared from Pika Paka House, the home of the Atopa parties, which had earlier won the mock elections. We began the protest. At dawn, we started chanting, "No, no, no." Within minutes, the entire school joined. Across the road, in front of local Schweizer, maybe that was a High Park corner. In front of local Schweizer house, the roar became deafening. We couldn't be stopped. Our message was united, clear and simple. Either Abrukwa stays or academic work stops. Unfortunately, we did not succeed. Our demands were not met. We failed. Apollo 568 had struck that the impulse to support the cause of democratic rule, to speak out against autocratic behavior, and to do all we could for our cause had culminated in our civil protest. It was a thrilling moment with a bitter outcome for our school and long-sour memory for many of us. The greatest gift, though, is that we understood that the cost of standing on principle, and that even at that cost, we were trained and willing to pursue what was right. In any case, I must say, this was the second time in the school's history, in which political interference had affected a certain headmaster's role. It is worth remembering that Reverend Brownful, his two sons are here, who was headmaster during the 1961-64 era, had suffered a similar fate under President Kwame Nkrumah's government. Reverend W.G.M. Bradford stood his ground and I refused to be decorated with a neckerchief. Members of the Young Pioneers, a political movement of the government of that day. He felt it unbecoming of a man of the cloth and a leader of a school to make political declarations of that kind. Even though these two headmasters served under different regimes and different times, what stands out clearly is that 𝐶𝐈𝐒 resilience. Here are two examples of when the infancy spirit excellence with character shone brightly. I thought you applaud for that. Apollo 568 was pregnant with the Salah case that gave birth for decades. This had been interpreted as Busia displaying lack of respect for the courts and the rule of law when he said, "No court, no court." Ladies and gentlemen, as young as I was then, I can still remember that speech, that evening broadcast. In the dormitories, we had boxes there. And I speak nothing but the truth. Let me state here, emphatically that, even though I respect Busia and I admire Busia as an old boy, academic, and the Methodist among others, I must confess, I do not belong to his political leanings and ideology. As President Kufuor would put it, Nanawo, we are comfortable socialists, whatever that means. However, Busia's position was that the court may declare Salah as having been unfairly dismissed, but the court cannot compel him and his government to work with somebody that is incompatible with the courts and all. That was Busia. I'm not his admirer, I've told you. However, not all lessons at advancement were virtuous. Mr. Headmaster, you were right. Not all lessons are rascals, no, by name, rascals. Peer pressure occasionally found us a tool. I remember when we broke bounds to go and watch a film at the Eros, Kwekwa Watch's family place, Eros. The Walls of Hell. Fortunately, those of us from Pikat Paka escaped unnoticed. But a lot who went home were on suspension. We would also occasionally join our classmate, Kasika Rasaki from Nigeria, and his family's club, disco club, at Monte Carlo, Borongis, and dance like young men discovering freedom. This sense of creative freedom underpins one of our most cherished memories as what we call ourselves the Vagabonds. We had a band called the Vagabonds, and I can see our sophomore son, Ambassador Rick Brownfield. He was on vocals and played the guitar. We had Enosedu, we had Sige Blankson, Ofori, Ofer, Salman Ofer, and yours also on the vocals. During one midterm break, we traveled to Takwa, performed at Takwa and Abosu. The event drew almost the entire student population of Takwa Secondary School, especially the ladies. Though we traveled during midterm holidays, the boys of Lockhart Schweizer, were well covered. A caring blighter, very innovative, used pillows to create dummies and place them in the bed of the vagabonds each night that they were away to ensure safety. That caring gentleman rose to become an accomplished economist, a banker, and later the vice president of this country. May his soul rest in peace. As well as one of our mates who is being buried today, Atako Ayi. May his soul also rest in peace. And that's why not many of the blighters are here. But I see Dr. Hansen is here. And a few I need to find here. Oh, Dr. Eman, I spoke about Adisco. Hi. After in France film, as you heard, I went to the UK, and I will not bore you with all the schools that I went to, etc. But the most important thing is that I met one of our blighters at Cranfield Institute of Technology. I'd gone there to read an MSc in Management Science as students, and he was a science student. I was sitting having some lectures with him in differentiation and integration, etc. My best was O-level ordinary maths, and here I was. So I found it too tough, too hot. And that's how later I found myself in Cranfield, University of Kent, Canterbury, to do an MA, not MSc. And I left Asaluku there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my career in management began when I worked as a salesman at Civic Stores in the UK, then the largest domestic electrical appliances chain store in the United Kingdom. I worked at the biggest of the 3 branches at Badham High Street, Southwest London. And as many stories illustrate, much is decided by a twist of fate. One afternoon, during an unannounced visit, the area sales manager, Mr. Hermitage, discovered discrepancies in stock at one of the branches. Without hesitation, he dismissed the branch manager on the spot. And so I was asked to hold the fort for the day. The day became days, days became weeks, weeks became months, and eventually, permanently, I became the branch manager. Sales soared. Badham had a large population of Africans and West Indians who were amazed and proud to see one of their own in charge, and therefore made sure to choose my brand to buy from. This was the era of Dumso. Era of Dumso in the United Kingdom. It was 1974. During the miners' strike, when Prime Minister Harold Wilson's government declared a state of emergency, electricity was rationed, not in Ghana, in the UK. Industry operated under a 3-day week. Even television broadcasting was restricted. Commercial lighting was limited. Power cuts became part of daily life. In that challenging environment, selling electrical appliances, thank you very much, Ojinsu, was this. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you have been told already about what I did at University of Cape, about the power, but I want to conclude. I want to conclude this. And for you, I say, I acknowledge the role played in all holding me to account. I have spoken with passion of our past. I've spoken of lessons Kwabotwe has taught me and the way it has shaped my destiny as an individual. I acknowledge my friends, my blighters, all of you here, my late wife, my sons, my dearest wife, Hajua Makura. We will touch with discipline, humility, and determination. But while we honor 150 years of achievement, we must look boldly at the years ahead. So what of the future that Dwen Hwe Kan necessarily and inherently expects? The world's today's students will lead us into is changing rapidly. Through technology, climate change, and economic transformation, it heralds new global realities that can feel uncertain if required, but it requires courage. For that is the destiny of the pioneers of tomorrow. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I bring my speech to a close. I want to say that the MFANCPIM remain forever a beacon of excellence, a forge of leadership, a temple of service, a pillar of Ghana's future. And I like the stanza of our school hymn. Oh, may thy soldiers, faithful, true, and bold, fight as the saints who nobly fought of old, and win with them the victor's crown of gold. Just mirror that with Dwen Hwe Kan. Mirror that, the Fantis and all others. Here and now, number taipa, abay hen so, 𝐔𝐄𝐕𝐄. Do you see the mirror? The faithful soldiers of today and those of yesterday. Here and now, number taipa, abay hen so, the new ones, number taipa. May we align with the nationalist John Mensah, the man who, together with Jacob Wilson-Say, not only laid the foundation for MFANCPIM, but saved us from the obnoxious land bill and saved the lands of the Gold Coast. And Ghana remained as our inheritance. Mensah founded the Fanti Public Schools Fund and gave birth to MFANCPIM. Jacob Wilson-Say's estate gave the 𝐶𝐕𝐄 Hill. And he said, and I quote Mensah to bring to a close, a people who know their history and uphold their institutions will never be conquered in spirit. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this man, Jacob Wilson-Say, who gave us the lands of 𝐶𝐕𝐄, has not been celebrated, not even by Ghana. And 𝐶𝐕𝐄, so our friends 86 in that historical place gave him the right place. Because without him, Ghana would not be what it is today. Would have been like Zimbabwe and anywhere. So out of 𝐶𝐕𝐄, it's part of our history. Out of the hills, we saved Ghana. And when he, after the Queen refused to sign the land bill, which have given all the lands to the British, he gave a speech, which I'll share with you. And I'll bring it to a close. Oh God, Abofempe, that I say, it's a hempabo. Today we eat in beus, the bunches, the dokuns, simpetso, and the fofum, kukong, kuswa, loko kukong �𝐀𝐀𝐄. Enjoy yourselves. Drink the drinkables. Sunday, Obahima, Victoria, it's a handsome. The one hand car tear, yes, about 2 denim, no ways to do. Ma Daminci, yes, with him, Crocus and Bay. The Abrofus run 2 and 5 years as he da. In Shanka Yakupon. In Shanka Obahima, Victoria. In Shanka Gokus. In Shanka Hen Nyara. Oh God, Abofempe, Yedawasi, Yedawasi, Yedawasi. Erazi, Yedawasi from MFANCPIM. Long live MFANCPIM.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nana Butler, MOBA 69. In fact, we've really been inspired by this address, and we hope that we will get a soft copy. I just got a text message from those in the diaspora requesting for copies of your address, and we hope that you make it available so that we can share with all old boys. Indeed, it's a great time to belong to this MOBA family. Somebody said that if he hadn't gone to MFANCPIM, he would have gone to a girls' school. Now, as we are in the 150th year, so it is time to hear what preparations we are putting in place, what we have done, and what we are doing now, and what we hope to do for our 150th anniversary. And on that note, I'll call on the chairman of the Anniversary Planning Committee and his team to come and tell us all about the 150th anniversary. Thank you. Captain John Yamwa, a head boy of Fundraising School at MOBA 1972. I hope you can speak Fanti like Nana Butler.
Fancy papa. I always like can you hear me? The way my seniors speak. 3 days ago when I spoke at the press briefing, one of my seniors spoke before me, leveled the ground for me to walk on. Nana Butler was in Form 4 when I entered Form 1 in 1967. And as my senior boy, I've always given him the respect that he deserves. Luckily for me, I've been given 20 minutes to speak on the anniversary celebrations. However, a lot of the stuff that I would have spoken about have already been addressed. So I'll try to make this as brief as possible. I will stand on all protocols and speak to you, my senior boys. There are some here who I didn't meet in school, just as there are lots of you here who didn't meet me in school. I stand before you deeply honored to speak on the preparations towards the 150th anniversary. This year, 2026, is the year we've all been waiting eagerly for. The year in which our alma mater, MFANCIPIM, marks 150 years since its founding. This year also marks 150 years of secondary education in Ghana. From the onset, the Anniversary Planning Committee resolved that this sesquicentennial must not just be ceremonial, but also legacy-driven. It must honor the pioneering past, celebrate the present, and inspire the future. The theme for the celebrations, which reads MFANCIPIM at 150, a legacy of excellence, leadership, and service to inspire the future, was deliberately chosen to reflect the core values that have defined MFANCIPIM for 150 years. Excellence, disciplined leadership, moral integrity, service to God and nation, and meaningful contribution to national development. Beyond the slogan, the theme serves as the strategic compass for the anniversary. It aligns all programs and legacy projects towards a coherent purpose. The strategic direction rests on 5 pillars: commemorating and preserving our 150-year heritage, strengthening academic excellence, and staff and student development just as the headmaster spoke about. Improving infrastructure and modernizing the learning environment, which MOBA Foundation UK has already begun. We also aim to deepen collaboration amongst alumni and church and other partners. And last but not the least, we aim to advance national dialogue on the future of secondary education. The program highlights, and I think the program is in the brochure, so you can all take a look at it. It will run from February until, call it December 2026. And it will begin with the outdooring of the official anniversary clothes and songs. We actually ran a competition for these two items. We have two designs for the anniversary cloth. There's one that is supposed to be for the students and one for the old boys, parents, brothers, sisters, anyone who would like to join us in the celebration. Then we have the other version, which is the same design but a different color, is for the students. And that is what they will be using as the anniversary cloth and also sport as their school uniform. The other design will be for the Thanksgiving service, which will take place the day after the celebration itself. The official launch of the anniversary will take place in Accra, and it will be on the 11th of April this year. The Founders' Day actually falls on the 3rd of April, but it's also Good Friday, so we thought it's wise to move it a week later. 2 weeks later, the anniversary will also be launched in Cape Coast. One of the programs there will be a torch run, which will retrace the historical locations of the school since its establishment in 1876 to the current location on the 𝐶𝐂𝐕𝐄 Hill. Just as the SYG 2025 suggested, to cut down the length of the speech day itself, the plan is to hold the prize-giving part of the speech and prize-giving day on Thursday. That will be the 12th of November. And then the speech day Deba itself will take place on the 14th. Students will also remain central to this celebration through academic competitions, mentorship programs, cultural productions, wellness activities, and also heritage initiatives. If the future is our focus, then the students must be our priority. To ensure professional execution, a dedicated communications agency, Paper Merchant, has been contracted to manage the PR and communications for the entire celebration. Their plan is in 3 phases. An initial nationwide #150 teaser campaign to generate anticipation. This will be followed by a coordinated PR roadshow anchored on strategic media and thought leadership engagement. And the final part will be a sustained digital activation, deploying influencers, documentary storytelling, event amplification, and targeted media. Most of the legacy projects that we have been spoken about already. The construction of the 𝐶𝐕𝐄 Center for Sports Excellence, where we hope to hold the speech day Durbar itself. The enhancement of the Faithful 8 Monument, the construction of the 150th Anniversary Monument, and the establishment of the 𝐔𝐄𝐒 Centennial Museum. We're also preserving our intellectual heritage through a sequel to Professor Edubuahin's book, Mfantsipim and the Making of Ghana. This book will cover the last 50 years of our existence. Celebration without documentation is indeed incomplete. These are investments in permanence, not pageantry, all of which require funding. As you can tell, 2025 SYG left a bill of 300 and something thousand to be picked up by SYG 2026. So we're not doing very well when it comes to giving for the school that we're all so proud of. However, to try to meet these requirements and the organization of the functions associated with the anniversary, a fundraising target of 30 million has been set. And this we hope to achieve through corporate and individual sponsorship, merchandise and logo monetization, MOBA year group contributions, event-based fundraising, raffles, and a public short code platform. Fellow old boys, distinguished guests, and friends of Mfantsipim, and friends of Mfantsipim. I saw an Adisco boy here. Is he still around? He left. Oh. Okay. I'm honored to formally launch the dedicated shortcode developed by our fundraising partner, Junior SMARC, to enable broad public participation in support of our anniversary. From this moment on, every old boy, parent, friend of Mfantsipim has a simple and accessible platform through which to contribute directly. This initiative ensures that everybody who desires to be a part of this historic milestone can do so in an immediate and tangible manner. To contribute, simply dial *920 *1876# and follow the prompts. But let us not postpone this action. I'll give everybody here the opportunity to try this platform and donate something to the cause by bringing out your phones. I know you all have money on your mobile Momo. So just dial *920 *1876# and follow the prompts. I'll give you all some 3 or 4 minutes to do this. This is supposed to be more than symbolic, you know. It is a clear demonstration that when Mfantsipim is called upon, we act, and we act collectively. So please don't disappoint me. If you have any problems whilst you're trying to use this, just draw my attention to it and we'll have a word with the developers. I have tried it already anyway. I was one of the first to try it. Just give a little bit. I mean, I think the minimum is 50, 100, and 150. You can put in 1,500 if you have that much on your Momo. It works. Yeah, it works. You know, so the idea is to try to get our wives, children, girlfriends, for those of you who are not married, side chicks if you have any. But that money is probably going to come from your own pocket. I'm trying to figure out how they come into this equation. Okay, well, you know that it works. So this platform is available. Encourage your friends, you know, when you meet and you're having your beers and stuff, just tell them, Charlie, make you give some 50 to us, you know, and let's get the donations going. Thank you all really for investing in the future. Whilst on contributions, may I take this opportunity to congratulate MOBA 1997. Is any MOBA 97 here? Yes, please. Please stand. Who else is 97? Okay. MOBA 1997, I'm congratulating them for being the first year group to pay off their levy. 100,000. MOBA 1997 have paid off. Yeah? I'm also very happy to tell you that next in line, MOBA 1972, my year group have made good their promise of paying the levy. And then again, for you, the younger ones, MOBA 1962 have paid their levy already. Oh, please. Thank you, thank you. So please let's all help to raise the money that we need for this celebration. Currently, 17 year groups have so far made payments towards the obligations. In total, we have received 650,000 cedis and $3,000 out of the expected amount of 4.1 million. I encourage all year groups to rise to the occasion as proud members of the alumni of MFANCIPIM and make good their contributions. On the part of the APC, we have managed to raise 18% of our target of 30 million so far, and this includes your 600,000. And we are working towards getting what we can. We also have been given an airtime of 7 million cedis for this celebration, free airtime. And now, at the end of this, of my presentation, the ad hoc committee on projects that we sent to the school, led by Senior Taki of MOBA 67, will give us a short presentation on the state of the school campus, which I'm sure will give us all the reason to give and give more than we have been levied. Now let's move on to awards. An awards and recognition night will honor distinguished old boys, educators, staff, partners, and other stakeholders who have contributed to the advancement of the school or to secondary education in Ghana. The awards committee actually has members from Wesley Girls and our very good friends at the school. They are on the awards committee. So far, 16 awards categories have been established. And this covers areas such as arts and culture, science and innovation, academia, business, public service, education, mentorship, sustainability, sports, media, and staff excellence, amongst others. Nominations will soon be opened for all old boys. And to ensure transparency and credibility, an independent, reputable firm will oversee the review and selection process. All old boys are encouraged to participate actively in identifying and honoring individuals. And I guess, senior, this is your chance to make a pitch for, what was the name? For say. You have the opportunity to do that, so that if in your view there's anybody out there who fits the criteria that has been set for these awards, this is your chance to do it. Don't lose it, because after this there's only going to be one award for the 150th anniversary. Now to the museum. We're planning to set up an anniversary museum in the Kofi Annan building. However, the reports from the ad hoc committee on that building is not very encouraging. So we also need money to work on that building in order to be able to set up the museum in there. At this point, the historical committee will come up, and I think they've done it before, with a call for memorabilia, artifacts, jerseys, magazines, and stuff that we all had when we were in school. These items will be displayed in the museum. If you wish to give it as a gift, we will be very grateful. If you want it to be displayed and given back to you at the end of the exhibition, that will also work for us. Now I'll move on to protecting the 150 identity. Permit me to reinforce a matter that cannot be overemphasized. As we approach the celebrations, enthusiasm is high, and quite rightly so. However, enthusiasm must operate within structure. Pride must also operate within discipline. Initiative must operate within regulation. This is what we were taught on the Hill. The Mfantsipim at 150 identity, including the official logo, anniversary cloths, memorabilia, sponsorship frameworks, and ticketing systems, is regulated. It is an intellectual property of the school and of the Anniversary Planning Committee, I beg your pardon. And these are governed by approved policies. No individual, and I say again, no individual, no year group, no chapter, no vendor, and no partner should produce or sell merchandise bearing the Mfantsipim at 150 logo without written permission. I know that in the past you find all sorts of memorabilia on the market, MOBA, Mfantsipim and stuff, and we get nothing out of it. So the anniversary logo has been trademarked. You cannot use it without permission. So please, 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 let's all make this, keep this in mind. Also, no one should engage sponsors or commercial partners under the anniversary banner without clearance. No one is allowed to establish parallel ticketing platforms for official events that are to come. No one should enter into agreement purporting to represent Mfantsipim at 150. And no one should modify or reinterpret approved brand assets or use the anniversary's name to promote independent commercial offerings without accreditation. So you can't go to Labadi Beach and say you are having a meet be there 150 without the committee knowing, because if it's under the 150 umbrella, then we must know what you're doing. We must know what you're giving to the committee and to Mfantsipim. Let us be clear, unauthorized usage is not a minor oversight. It exposes the program to reputational damage, financial risk, legal exposure, and stakeholder confusion. Let us avoid these dangers. These policies, my brothers, were not designed to restrict old boys. It wasn't designed to restrict anybody. The doors of the anniversary committee is open. There are people who have come to us with samples and so on of things that they want to produce for this anniversary. But the idea is, if you want to produce anything for the anniversary, you have to pay a token fee to the anniversary. These are all ways through which we expect to raise funds. So if you want to produce ties or whatever, you give us something, and then we give you the permission to go ahead and do it. And we also expect royalties from you after you have made your sales. Along these lines, the cloth itself is being done by, it's being produced by a company called DP Route. And they are paying the APC 100,000 cedis up front for the opportunity to produce our cloth. And then after that, for every yard of the cloth that is sold, we get 8 cedis. And all this is supposed to be channeled towards the legacy projects that we have in mind. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the Mfantsipim sesquicentennial is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And when history records this moment, it must not say, we merely gathered, we merely chased Akajis. It must say, we built. It must say we protected our brand. It must say, it must say that we strengthened the institution, and it must say that we secured the future. The groundwork has been laid. The framework is clear. The responsibility is now ours. Let us rise to the occasion and deliver a legacy worthy of 150 years of excellence. Thank you. Senior Amposa? Yeah, I'd like everybody to see a short movie on the state of the school as is. Some improvements might have been made here or there, but in total, what you see, unlike present day women, is what you get. So, and Senior Amponsa of MOBA, you're 76, right? 86. Oh, allow. So he will speak to the clip. Eh?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So May last year, we were tasked to go and carry out a building survey and assessment of the school. We were led by Senior Awizi of 67. Senior Morgan was a member of the committee that we went, myself, Charles Lord of 86, and Egbert of 86, and Atu Bamfu was of 85 was also with us. Now we did a thorough survey of the school in May. We went right from Bamakwa to the Master's Bungalow, the academic site. We went as far as the science block and the ablutions behind the art block. Then we also went to the technical block area where there's the Abrokwa Money House, then also the Master's Bungalow. So we took a video of the buildings, to see how dilapidated they are. And this is Bamakwa. So most of the concrete roofs are leaking. The steel members in are all rotten. So then this the ablutions. Almost the houses, all the sanitary fittings and fixtures, they are in bad state. And the dormitories, as well as the classroom blocks, there are no windows. All the louvers are out. We only have the mesh and the mosquito netting. So if there's any serious wind blowing with any disease, it will just get into the dormitories, and it looks very bad. This is Freeman Agri. Freeman Agri, there's a link between Freeman Agri and Sabapiko, where they have the washrooms. The structure is almost down. From the look here, yeah. The washrooms, the seepage of water into the walls. Look at the doors, the windows. They are exposure of some of the electrical points. Look at the walls. That's the Freeman Agri link to Sabapiko and the washroom area. The paints are all peeling off. Oh, okay. So this is Lockhart Schweizer. Then This is Abroka money. Yeah, the new house, which used to be the technical block. So the same problems as per the other houses. The exposed electrical points that I was talking of. So, I mean, that's the dormitory. So that's the washroom for the Abrokwa Money House.
Then maybe you can tell them
About the cost, yeah. The program, what we are doing. Yeah, 30. Yeah. Then it was at 7. You had a budget of 5, but after doing a thorough, so that's what else needs, right? Then our iconic building, the Kofi Annan building, there is settlement. I mean, when you go to the basement, the cracks there are not hairline cracks. They are serious deep cracks. And the structure is at risk. I mean, at any time, it can collapse. So it's something that we have to look at thoroughly. Look, you see the cracks there, the retaining walls that are there. The washrooms in this building too are not enough. I mean, there are a few in there, but we need to create more washrooms for them because the number of students that use the library, then they have the National Science and Maths quiz at the basement, their center. So we need to look at that as well. You see the walls, they are all cracks in there. Yeah, so the Kofi Annan building, which in fact it had serious leakage in there. So I think that's also affected most of the floors. Yeah, the leakage has been fixed, but we need to also get the foundation fixed. Otherwise, with the settlement and the shear force coming, I mean, we'll still have that problem coming up. So the leakage was from the atrium, but that has been repaired and fixed. Yeah, you can see some of the water. Yeah, so it has been fixed. The ceilings are all gone. Look. Then the dining hall. Yeah, that's also in a horrible state. I mean, There are leakages in the ceiling, the roof. The lighting system is not enough. Doesn't provide much light. Yeah. Yeah, the joint between the extension and the existing building also, there's some settlement and expansion in there. So that will also have to be looked at. This is the cooking area. Look, yeah, the bakery and the corn mill, they are all gone. That's a dining hall. Look at the walls. There's leakage in this concrete roof there where at our time the master's table was, yeah. So this is the Form 1 block, the assembly hall. The assembly hall, all the windows, the pivoted windows, the circular ones up, the casement windows, there are no glasses in. Some of the wood, I mean, they are rotten. So you can see from here. Some of the glasses are broken. That's the ground. Then the classroom block, the Balmer, Lockhart, Saba block, yeah. And the windows, most of the casement windows, the glasses are off. The windows itself are off. The doors, and this is the ablution. The ablution, the one behind the classroom block. So with ablutions, there's another one behind the arts and crafts building. All the two ablutions will have to be demolished and rebuilt because even the drainage system, the sewer systems and everything is gone. So we'll have to really demolish the whole structure and rebuild that. And that's the science block. The science block, there are leakages in the senior science block. The junior science block, I think re-roofing has been done there. So that one, there isn't much leakage in there. But with the senior science block, then this is a classroom block. This is it. Yeah. Yeah, so thank you very much. After doing this thorough assessment of the extent of dilapidation in the school, we came up with an amount of 32 million Ghana cedis to have the entire school upgraded to a standard that we'll all be satisfied with. Now, the budget for APC was 5 million. So they asked us to go back and look at the figures. We went, sat down with Senior Wizi and came up with 3 options. The best of them was 7.1 million to have the dormitory site and the beautification done purposely for the 150th anniversary. Then the others will be standalone, so that with the Kofi Annan block, the dining hall, the assembly hall, the ablutions, the technical block, the master's flats, yeah, those ones will go out and look for funding. But for the 150th anniversary, what we've agreed on is 7.1 million Ghana cedis after our technical assessment, because we will have to, not a touch-up thing, but do a detailed renovation work, because if the window frames are all rotten, you can't just go and paint over it and say you've done some work. So that is what the advice that we give the APC as an ad hoc committee. So thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you. So we have an uphill task, so the idea of us expecting 4.1 million from all of us, that won't even do the minimum. It won't cover the facelift. So those who haven't paid up, please do pay up. And if you are able to pay some more, please do, because that is the state of the school that we brag about. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Yamwa. We thank you and the entire APC committee and the subcommittees for the good job they are doing. It's not an easy task. We would like to, I think we are far behind time, so the next line item is the address by the Ebusiapeni, but as we did the chapters, we want to treat that also as read. Kindly have it in your brochure and take it from there. Now, what we would like to do now is to invite Senior Joe Bonfo to lead us as we sing 8 verses of 832. Can we all rise, please? Our conductor, one and last. Is that a consensus? Senior Joe Bonfo. So Senior Joe Bonfo is craving your indulgence. 1, 4, and 8. For conference. Okay, so we will begin. We'll begin. Organist, are we ready? All right. Yes, sir. Shall we take our seats, please? I now invite our Vice President, David Abe, to give brief highlights on the Ebusiapeni's reports. Just a brief summary. Thank you.
Now sit with me. Okay, good afternoon. MOBA. You see, this slogan, we've not been practicing it. But I was made to believe that our greeting when you say MOBA is Dwen Hwe Kan. Ebusiapeni number 4, Meboa. Yes. And some people say Kwabotwe Dwen Hwe Kan. Others say MOBA Dwen Hwe Kan. because it came up at one of the council meetings that we don't have a greeting when you meet a fellow MOBA. And I think one of the year groups started using that and it's catching on, which if you look at our school anthem, I think it's a good greeting. Dwen Hwe Kan yenana numbota pa omudija ya �H𝐂𝐄𝐒. That is Dwen Hwe Kan. If you forget sa botano, then you are being mistaken. Sa botano omudija enu ye Dwen Hwe Kan. Enu no mudi ye niama pa abeye �H𝐂𝐄𝐒 se yenfa ye niama pa. So every MOBA should know that Dwen Hwe Kan yenana numbota pa omudija. Let's not forget that. Now, Bishop Penny asked me to read this speech on his behalf. But I realized that because of time and the way we dealt with the chapters 1, because it is in the brochure, we considered it read. But this is a Bishop Penny speech. So I'm considering it read in an Bishop Penny way. So forgive me, some of the highlights that I just wanted to give those paragraphs, but not to read the whole speech. He said that, let me take a moment to warmly congratulate James Datson for the yeoman job he has done in managing the Secretariat as acting executive secretary. For nearly 2 years, he has provided steady stewardship. Can you clap for Senior Datson? As I speak to you now, he's being crowned with a serious achievement in his village. Today, they are having a village festival, and they are rewarding him. But you saw him sitting here, so he has to vanish. And I wish he was here, but he's done a very good job since we took office, and he has to fill the gap. So I thought I needed to read that. For nearly 2 years, he has provided steady stewardship, commitment, and leadership in ensuring that the MOBA Secretariat continue to function effectively during a critical period of transition. James, we are deeply grateful for your dedication and service to the association. So, Sinazo, if you are watching me online or later, this is from Bishop Penny to you. You hear me? Okay. The next thing that I want to highlight, Bishop Penny says that he's very happy to announce that our ultra-modern MOBA Secretariat office will be commissioned in March this year. That is at the Wesley Towers. We are moving from where we are now to an ultra-modern office at Wesley Towers. Work is currently about 75% complete, and this new office will significantly strengthen the administrative capacity of the association. Now, I would also like to give special thanks to Martin Ose MOBA 90, CEO of Office Bureau, for donating office furniture worth 83,000 euros to support the Secretariat. This is the MOBA spirit. This is the MOBA spirit. So you can imagine the kind of furniture in that office. If you go to the APC Secretariat, the way we spend money to renovate it, then imagine when we move up there. This generous contribution reflects the enduring commitment of Old Boys to the growth of MOBA. Now, as many of you may already have heard, MOBA now has a new executive secretary, Mr. Dwen Hwe Kan, MOBA 1985. Dwen, can you get up to that? He brings experience, dedication, and strong administrative capacity to the role. He will lead the operations of the Secretariat and work closely with the Anniversary Planning Committee to ensure a successful 150th celebration. As we prepare for this historic milestone, let me state clearly that the Kwabotwe Center for Sports Excellence will host the 150th anniversary celebrations. I am reliably informed that the contractor is currently on site and work is progressing steadily. All things being equal, the center should be ready by September. When completed, the facility will include a modern racetrack, scoreboard, VIP stand, floodlighting, and well-equipped changing rooms. It will be a sporting facility worthy of the Mfantsipim name and legacy. After a long wait, we are finally here in the 150th year. The responsibility now rests on all of us to make the celebration a resounding success. Let us rise together, support the activities, honor our commitment, and celebrate this historic milestone with pride. May God bless Mfantsipim. May God bless MOBA. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vice President. Now, to the time that we make sure we are counted. And I invite Kwesi Wilson, President for 94-year group, to lead us with the roll call and the fundraising to ensure that back-to-back victory is assured for 2026. So can we welcome with a round of applause, Kwesi Wilson. And can we have the ushers please bring in the baskets? Forward, please.
Thank you very much. Senior Datsun. He's also Datsun. And as I was introduced, there's another Kwesi Wilson sitting at the back. Please be upstanding, let them see you. He says I'm the duplicate. He's also Kwesi Wilson. Kwesi Wilson, your baby prison encounter. When the 1985 year group was, 1975 or 2025 SYG, were doing their presentation, they made mention that there was an adage recently that God is a MOBA. And I would want to stress on that. There's this hula baloo about why we are saying God is a MOBA. Mfantsipim was birthed on high Christian values and is the first secondary school. So if there's Christian values, then God was with us. Hallelujah. So God is a MOBA. Now, I am here. You see this box. I will not unveil it now. I want the houses represented. Please do me the honors and start with the first house, Bama Akwa. What's me Yanka Mfantsipim? Inti Bama Akwa. Murboni Ye. Pickard Parker. Another brofunti Muntumunkan Fanti. Lockhart Swizer. So start from here, Bama Akwa. Pickard Parker is here. Lockhart Swizer. Saba Pico. Freeman Agri. Pocho Monsha Ombra who there Lockhart Swizer. Pocho. Before Moses Baden became the Ebusiapenyin, the previous Ebusiapenyin was from Lockhart Swizer. So we always won. I'm also from Lockhart Swizer. We always won the competition. But since Moses took over, Sapiko has been winning. Today, Moses is not here. The old Ebusiapenyin is still here. So, Lockhart Swizer for Yawaha. Yawaha. Okay, Yencha hand to me. You are seeing these 8 houses. Most of us know 6 houses. But also, now we have Abrakwa money. And a brown food don't you hold by in cherry. Until the ones in Canton will wait. Enti Yapahoncho. Yes, see, them donation Orco National Science and Maths Quiz for. And I am proud to say that in 2014, when we were the supporting sponsoring year group, and 84 was the lead, that is when we won. And then 10 years later, 2024, when we were the lead, we won again. And then we threw the challenge to 95 that they should make sure they win. Now 95 has also thrown the challenge to 96 to make sure they win, so that we get the back to back to back. Into in the the trophy in the bay because here they are winning it twice. for 4 phone, ya winning it twice. And to make it a trophy no ha. Or had they? I've unveiled it. And our donation is to have enough to support them. Beginning of the year, the headmaster gave us a budget, and we have taxed ourselves that we need to raise at least 200,000 Ghana cedis to support them. Why? Because you just heard the headmaster's report saying that the team is in Accra this week, and they've done 4 different competitions. They've won 3 out of the 4 in Accra. They are trials. I know they will go to Kumasi. They travel to Eastern. So they need money to do this. And we need the money from ourselves so that we know we are proud that we are part of the story, even though at the end of the day, it is Infantipim that is always mentioned. We are here because of Infantipim. Merka Brofo. Intimi Pocho, Yabeshase. Now 200,000, somebody has promised me that he's paying 10%. Before I came here, I started my fundraising. Into Senior Ewa of 2006 says he's paying 20,000 out of it. I should write to him to come for that money. So now we have to raise 180,000. MOBA 81, before they left, Senior Snowden, Azor, and their president also promised that they are not naming how much, but I should contact them. They'll give me something. Inti, I'm a meeting, I'm there 10,000. Inti, I'm from there, waka 170. Moboa. But your mama said, one correct to buy. Na fundraising and your calculation, you're trying to baby. So, the houses, at least each house should raise 10,000. Each house should raise 10,000. Each house, oh no, but verse 5 says, and when the strife is fierce, the warfare long. Still on the year, the distant triumphs. Do you have that triumph? And hearts are brave. We have brave hearts here, and arms are strong. In Team Poncho, yes, start. Oh, also we see here, oh, Mashok Wewa, and yes, and Yaminajuan. Yes, shall say, Bama, so you come from the back, you make sure. Bama, one gather one home, say, you raise it 10,000 now, while you're 10 and each other will be at 1,000. So while you're 100, I'll be at the Ahinorba, the ma, into Pocho, one can, one sister home, no one bra, auntie, Obibaka DJ Bob, Pocho, keyboardist. Monsa Sisi key so na Pacho, you start today, but from the back, you line up and you put in how much. After we will count everything and make sure we see how much we've earned here. We need to raise 170,000. Senior Divine, Pacho, project a mobile number on the screen for us. Secretariat, the mobile number. Bimusi, Wapada will win. Those online, please, I didn't forget you. The mobile number. We should have real-time updates. My runners, please, if we are done, we'll count it before I leave here. So please start coming from the back. Let us see you. Senior, and everybody, but your speech never more had a no dorsal or worry into there no musican or yet, no me yet do. Like I said, I'm say, now Pickard. Into I am here and chair will look at. But I'll pick out on your share, your beji. Senior. Oh, Senior Girolins, moment number, please. People are asking for the moment number. Sharp. Moment number. But please start coming. Those of you who drop in the box. Okay, Bama Akwa. No, let's come in so that they all go through here. So which house that you have, when you get here, you drop it in. So please come from the back. I see the Girolins, your line. Please, all of you, I'm waiting for you. Those that are doing the Momo numbers, please. Momo numbers on the page. Please, what house? Freeman agree. No, everyone is coming. And please have this in mind, that we want to maintain this trophy. I also have in hand pledge funds. So those who want to give me 10,000, you can see me for your pledge funds. And I'm not taking the 10,000 immediately. I'll take it every month. You can give me 5,000 for 2 months. I'll take it. You can give me 2,500 for 4 months. I'll take it. So come and see me and let's talk. Ushers, please, are you guiding them here? My local society people, you are not coming on. Move faster. Time is not on our side. Please let us move faster. Time is not on our side. Please come forward. Let us. And we have the Momo number here. 055-866-2538. Please use your house as a reference. Use your house as a reference. Use your house as a reference. Please, if anyone... Are coming around with pledge funds. If you want to pledge 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, and 1,000, you are welcome to do so. Headmaster is putting in the Bramford laundry. Brandford Country House. You see, there's no. I believe all have been here. Ushers, please pick up the balls. Okay, I can see Senior David don't come in. Senior Kaiko, I didn't see you here. Okay, they are doing Momo. So please give me real-time updates, the houses. And ushers, please come and take the baskets away. And then let me have the results in 5 minutes. We are not adding the pledge to the results today. They are not part of the results. And there's a caveat. Anyone who pledges and does not fulfill, automatically that house becomes the last house. Anyone that pledges and does not fulfill the promise, automatically, honorary, into Bombay there, pledge unfulfilled. We are waiting for the results. As we are waiting for the results, I would want to do our yearly roll call. See what is. Okay, DJ, thank you very much. I know there's some excitement here, but we need to continue with the excitement from the beginning of the year up until we are done and dusted with 150th. Please, all those outside, come in. We are coming to have our roll call, our yearly roll call. After which we'll do our opening forum. If you have any question, you put to the high table and you get your answers. So I know we'll start from the 40 to 50 decade. Do we have any member from the 40 to 50 decade? 1941 to 1949, 1940 to 1949. Do we have anyone here? 1940 to 49. 1950 to 59. Wow. Please, which year?
52, Aqua Harris.
1952.
58.
1958. So we have senior old boys here. Thank you very much. 1960 to 69. And you know about happy. Wow, put it up for them. Put it up for them. Thank you very much. 1970 to 79. Wow. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. 1980 to 89. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. 1990 to 99. Masumu Wahabi. High table. Okay, Senior Gwechachi. The year 2000. 2000. Nipa Kropen Obe. You see, your seniors are what doors waha. Who seniors your doors waha? 2000. Uncle Tinabe. Okay. 2001. One represent. 2002. Okay. Why are they? 2003. Okay. 2004. Okay. Why are they? 2005. Wamba. One do about handover and Wamba. Or online. Okay. 2006. Taking over. Okay. 2007. Okay. 2008. Okay. 2009. Wamba. Okay. Before I continue, 2001 to 2009, they promised that each year group will pay 5,000 towards this. In Timpocho, area merchant then 5,000 sharp. In Timpocho, one year calculation, remember, 2001 to 2009, how many year groups? 9 years, not 2000. 2001 to 2009 times 5. Into 45,000. Pocho, one true. Year group president in Ghana, they should be prepared to pay that 5,000. Pocho, so what's Masi? What's Masa? Oh, Medasi, Yamin 2010. 2010, there was no year group. Okay. They were 4 years. They moved them to 3 years, 4 years. Until 2011, I've seen one here. Okay. Until catch-up president, they also they call 5,000. 2012, they make 5,000 to one more sado. Also what they call 5,000. For NSMQ, we need this money by next week. So go and organize. What does? One sada. 1 year groups in one sada. What does? One make sure that if you people are in the thousands, right? Yeah. So if each member pays 5 cedis, that's 5,000. Or raise it 5 cedis, 5 cedis, 5 cedis. On so be about to occur. Until Pocho, one shana, one sika number, 5,000 merchant hon. 2013. So see. And you don't make us. I was saying your neck member. 2014. Okay. 2015. Well, last year was no great one. Into 5,000. And the last one, 2016. I saw one person here. I intentionally asked you to. Oh, okay. Yeah, here are your numbers. Almost same on. So, okay, he is the elected president. Just Sunday, I will train me and say, if I'm a crown for home, on Nani, into Pocho, 5,000 next week, one Fambra. Papi, please take their number and then we'll follow up. So, it's the last batch that we are mentioning. Or anybody after 2016 here, old boy after 2016. Oh, okay. You are not let you pay. I'll not let you pay. One more say more. One more say more. So you thought you were going to pay. That's why you sat down. I'll not let you pay. So whatever touches you to support them, let it come to us. Please, we are waiting for the results as we continue with the rest of the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kwesi Wilson. Now we are on the important part of the program where people have questions. People have concerns. We all saw the video. We all became emotionally distraught about our school. But this is the time where you have the ball. What is on your heart that you like to ask us? From NEC to the headmaster to the executive secretary. Please. We will have a round where we also have questions online as well. So I will advise our media team to be guiding us with the questions online, but we'll start with 4 questions in here. 4 questions in here. So I'll ask the media team, can we have the microphone be brought a little bit forward? Thank you. And make sure it's working. And then we'll begin from there. So I'll start with Senior Mo, and then I'll come to Senior Ralph, and then Senior Brownful. Then I'll come to Senior So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll cue. So if
hello,
we can begin.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So your name, your year group, and your house, senior.
Okay. My full name is Dwen Hwe Kan Otu, and MOBA 85, and I'm a professional electrical engineer for the past 34 years, and based in United States, and currently I'm based in Saudi Arabia, working as an expert there. Okay, so the first question I have is to Architect Aponsan. Where is he? Okay. He made mention that basically, modification and modernization of the Faithful 8th monument. He's going to utilize a technology called electric ignition for the flame. Okay. I would like to find out from him what the risk he did basically analyze. In terms of, utilizing electric ignition, you're talking about high voltage, right? And basically he needs to consider all the risks that is associated with it and the hazards that are associated with it. Next, to talk about the hazards, it's basically, risk of fire. So all those things has to be analyzed. And I will suggest that basically they consult a fire protection engineer or the fire service to help them analyze all those risks and put in the necessary mitigation measures. The second question I have is basically, I think with all these modernization features that you're implementing, which is basically, a kudos from you guys, right? What are the security measures that you guys are going to implement? I would suggest that basically you install the state-of-the-art cameras all over those facilities and have a central monitoring room to monitor your assets.
Okay.
The third question I have.
Senior, in all humility. Senior, in all humility. So, just two questions. I beg you. You have given 2 questions. I will now respectfully ask Mr. Senior Ralph Agoniza to give. If there's more time, then I'll come back to you. Thank you, Senior.
Hi, my name is Rafael Agbanaza, MOBA 83. I think in the roll-up of the infrastructure that Mr. Mponsa and then Mr. Loko and things, my concern is about there's a bathhouse behind Freeman Agri that was built by, I think, MOBA 79. I understand when they built it, there was something wrong with the structure. About 3-4 years back, when we were organizing the speech day, our attention was drawn to it. They looked at it, and then when they talked about it, talked about 30 million CDs in. I think that I suggest that we should share part with the PA Association. We will be able to, because that thing is virtually finished. I'm sure the small things that will be done, they can give us the bill of this thing. We'll look at it, and then we will even use that to be able to raise more money from the parents, so that we can use to sort that, because the student population is increased, and that is what is killing the other structures in the school. So if that place is also opened, it will help with the decongestion of the place. So I believe that if they give it to the parents, we will be able to assist to be able to get it
so
done.
this is your proposal.
This is my proposal.
We should look at that.
That's my proposal. I think because the 30 million, we all cannot get it. But we can give it to stakeholders who can help.
Okay.
My child is there.
Okay.
People's children are there.
So with your suggestion, I think that Headmaster,
is worth
that is the proposal.
Papi, your suggestion is worth taking. I remember Ibusan Penny sent us on a tour to the school. We met the PTA. You were in that meeting. It was during, I think, a year ago. It was a year. We are just 2 years old. So last year, I think you were in that meeting. Then we went round. So it's a good suggestion.
Yes, so that we will use even that to draw more money.
Yes. So it's a good suggestion. So that we don't stretch it. I mean,
exactly.
We want to engage all stakeholders, and that's why we met the school management. We met the parent, you people, the parent, and then we also went on site to look at project. So I think we'll consider it. It just taking too long, but there are some technical issues that is being handled by the technical committee. So that will come back to you people.
Okay. Thank you, Vice President. Senior Brandful, if you may.
Thank you. Sorry.
Your name and your group, sorry.
Samuel Brandful of MOBA 78. First a question. Please, head prefects, are they elected or appointed now?
So this is to the headmaster, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. They're elected. Okay. So about a year ago, or maybe it was, yeah, it must have been last year, we saw videos of the, I'm not sure that he's still the head prefect or the immediate past one, during speech day, being pulled into the arena in a Mercedes-Benz, and you know, a lot of fanfare that went with it. And the stories that started spreading was that, you know, the head prefect role had become like, unfortunately, what we see with our politics these days. Now, Senior Yama was my head prefect when I went to Form 1. And the appointment of head prefects then was, you know, by management. And it went through a process that even we, the students, it was revered. Whoever was appointed at the end of the day, there were no issues about it. Even while I was there was a year that an attempt was made to elect. I think it was tried once and then abandoned because, you know, even then, the issue of trying to influence that process and so on had started. And now what I'm hearing is that, you know, it's if we don't take care, the appointment or the election of head prefects can become, you know, one that we really don't want to go down that route. So please, management, if you can look at that process again. Nobody wants to stifle involvement of students in that whole role, but if it's going to go down the route that we see happening with our politics outside of school, and it's beginning in secondary schools, particularly in FANSPIM, then we should be very careful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Bay the fourth.
You know, the fears it doesn't happen in FANSPIM. No. I recall, as I was saying, there are lots of parents who would call me, try to get me to influence their kids becoming prefects and so on. I never ever did it. I never ever did it because I said it was improper, and I would tell them, you know. But I interacted a lot with the kids. I recall one particular case, maybe 3 years ago or so. I was speaking to a young guy, and I just said to him in passing that, are you going to become a prefect? And he said, me, I'm not sure. I would like to, but I'm not sure. Then he says, I said, oh, why don't you want to become the head boy? Then he said, oh, as for the head boy, it's going to be this guy. Oh. And I said, why? He says, look, he's my year group. We all know that he must be the head boy. So I went to the headmaster, and I said to the headmaster, I hear this guy is going to be the head boy. Oh. The headmaster said to me, I don't even know him. Right? Interestingly, he became the head boy.
Wow.
I was able to pay for 9 years. I looked at head boys as they came in. Right? I know the system that existed when we were there. What is happening now is an enhancement of what we were doing at our time. The students are involved, but the decision means with the management different, you know, and all these, the fanfare and so on that you come up with and so on, it's just part of this thing. But the selection process, and you can even tell, I remember at a conference, I even raised the point that we talk about education going down in schools and so on and so forth. But whenever the FANSPIM head boy speaks, everybody looks at him with respect. I recall when Kofi Annan's wife came to FANSPIM and she listened to the head boy speak, she was amazed. She couldn't stop talking. Friends, wives, and so on, listen to the head boy, they can't stop talking. So if the process was so wrong, how come everybody is impressed? You know, no, the system is on course, you know. I don't want the headmaster to answer to this for it to look like it's the headmaster who is saying, no, 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 no. The first head boy I met, After he gave his speech, I remember on the Sunday I met him outside Peacock Parker. He was washing, and I said, actually, he said, no, I had to prepare for this speech. I have to be sure that I go back to my studies. You know, this guy ended up with 4 A's, ended up in tech. I followed his progress. The guy is doing his doctorate now, you know, and most of the head boys, if you follow their progress, you realize that they're high flyers, you know, and so it cannot be that people can, inducements can make this happen. No. The school, as far as I'm concerned, there's a committee, there's this, there's that, and master is assigned to the teacher and so on and so forth. Everything has a process. It's just that more often than not, always we don't know, but there's a process. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bushapeni. Thank you.
So, let me have.
Thank you very much. Eric Ambuatin, MOBA 83. I want to find out the accounts. The accounts, is it audited? Yes, because they gave some figures.
Which accounts
Okay.
are you referring to?
So the SYG 2025
Accounts, yes.
No,
Is
it's not audited.
It's not audited. Okay,
but we add it to the mobile-wide
Okay.
audited account. So last year, the account we presented to council included the SYG 2024
accounts,
and this year we finalized the account, but it's yet to be audited. Else we would have presented the audited account.
And then you also mentioned that you have an issue with withholding taxes. Withholding tax. You see, MOBA is an organization, but anytime that you engage somebody to render a service or anything, when you're paying the person, you have to withhold. So I don't understand why it is an issue.
Okay, it's exactly what you said. It's not MOBA withholding tax. It is tax we withheld for people who rendered services to us that we had to pay. That we had to pay on their behalf, so that we give them the certificate.
Yes, so you withhold.
Yeah, we with.
Yeah, so why is it an issue?
Let's take it out of here. Let's take it out. I am Kwanche.
And then this one, I am a professional teacher, but I left. I am also an examiner. I want to ask the headmaster. He mentioned the 2025 results, but he didn't give us the number of candidates that sat for the exam. We need that. Okay. No, okay.
He says a minute. He says a minute. Okay. He says in a minute you give it to you.
Okay. Then probably.
So
and then you know, if I look at the number of students in the school and the teachers, the teaching learning process, because I know that the maximum that you should have in a class for an effective learning and teaching is 40. It's 40. So because you see, you have to give them homework, you have to give them assignments, you have to mark. So these days, all the teachers, they don't mark objectives. Last year, I personally had to, I cancelled the results of 4 of the scripts that I marked. When I went for the query form, another examiner, he was saying that he had to cancel the results of the entire school. You see, I don't think that any student who attends Infantipum should get a grade less than maybe C. Because you see, if you're monitoring them, at the end of the day, the scores, the continuous assessments are all parts. So I don't understand why, if you want some of us to help as examiners.
So Sina boy, you will help. You will help.
Oh, I'm not done.
You will help. Headmaster,
I'm not done. The last question. No,
so that we can make progress.
Please.
Okay. So last question.
It's snappy. Okay. It's about the work. Oh, sorry. It's about the work. No, please. It's very important. It's about the work that has to be done in the school.
Okay, go ahead.
And we know that throughout the year, They are in school. They are in school. So I am just wondering how the refurbishment and all of that will be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, please, let's keep our question short so that we can make progress. We should have closed by now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes,
I mean,
no.
some very, very brief and concise points. I disagree. If you ask the headmaster, ask him of the number of the grades that the people bring into the school. The one that they bring from BC to the school, you can tell that they all fail. He has no right. They just impose them on him and they are rubbish and they will fail. So that's what happens. The second thing I want to say is that we saw the extent of work in the school. It's bad. But the reason why we are between a rock and a hard place, as they say, is that the population in the school, 3,800, 3,900. If we fix everything today, in 2 years' time, this whole thing will be the same.
That's true.
So we must think strategically as to what we do. I don't want to go too deep forward. About the election or otherwise of prefects, if you read Batel's book carefully, you would see that there was a time they were electing the prefect, and it went back to the time the staff took over, and now things have happened. After so many years, I want to reveal a certain secret. I used to teach in the school. I taught in the school for 3 years, and at that time, they where the staff was choosing the prefect, yeah, and the extent of debate that went on at that time, I can imagine what happened at your time. I will talk about this gentleman. I'll tell him something he never. You're a deputy head boy, isn't it? Yeah, he lost being head boy by 1 vote. I was there. I'm telling you.
Wow, that is history
After
right now.
So many years, I can tell him. Anytime I see him, I look at him again. He lost being head boy by 1 vote, right? Because we voted, the staff voted. It went on and on and on and on, hours, and they said, okay, let's vote. There was no consensus. He lost by 1 vote. I haven't told him. Now you can know. You see, so these are the things. There are pros and cons of everything. So we should try and mix a little bit of staff involvement and student involvement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Daniando. So Daniando, let Daniando.
No, this is a very quick question. You know, we all saw the video and we know we were not happy.
Yeah,
now, there are certain things we cannot control.
Okay.
That is the number of people that government brings to the school. So, of course, and I'll ask for the quality, but the stress on the infrastructure is a lot. But one thing that we can control is maintenance. Right now, I would like to find out from the headmaster, are students still being, are we still cleaning the ablutions, wiping, are they still working, or are they depending on the non-teaching staff to do those basic maintenance? Because if we spend that 7.1 million to do the little touch-ups, and still, I mean, we could see the windows. I know that the assembly hall windows, those things, the ones that we were there, that's the same thing. No one will come and replace it. But if you do maintenance, at least you can stretch the infrastructure a bit. So if we don't make maintenance a mantra, you know, we will just come next time and spend the same on just waiting for things to deteriorate. So I just wanted to find out about that maintenance issue.
Okay.
And I know I'm a NEC member, so we are addressing it in a way.
Exactly.
But I don't know whether students are still being, you know, we all had our work we do. You wake up, you have to do some basic maintenance.
Thank you so much. Headmaster, thank you.
A quick one. Maintenance or cleaning, there are two things. I talked about maintaining the facilities that involves work or cleaning. But of course, they are cleaning. We say maintenance, that's what I want to be sure. They are cleaning.
Where is that noise coming from? Please, Papi, bra. Why are there any basa, bra, baby, please, abutre. There are some of the questions online as well. So we'll take the last round of 3. Then we will answer some of the questions that we got online. So let's organize ourselves. Let's be brief because time is very fast. So, cameraman, so you I'll take charge now. Please raise your hand. Yes, Senior KB. 1, then 2. My good friend, Mr. JC. Then you 3. Okay.
Thank you.
So 1, 2, 3 in that order.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Coleman 76. I want to make my first comment is I think you've been unfair to the engineer who was speaking. His 3 questions were shorter than some of the 1 question other people. You were unfair to that guy. It's not right at all. When he was going to ask his 3rd question, enough. Some people stood up, I've been talking for 5 minutes for only 1 question. That's not fair. Number 2, Senior Ponsa is here. He will answer quickly those questions about engineering. And so. My own question is to the headmaster. When we were at Infanswim, we were allocated, okay, some people don't even know that the blocks up there, Bama block, Lockhart block, Freeman block, Saba block, all related to the houses down. So 𝐶𝐔𝐄𝐒, we allocated that block to clean. We clean our own place, sweep that, and then there's also the Asafo Shield. Years ago when I used to frequent Infanswim, I asked the master, don't the boys sweep any longer? I say, if you ask them to sweep, they say it's punishment. So who actually cleans the school? I mean, even if the structures are deteriorated, you saw bins, you saw the bathrooms, even if the tiles are cracked, you can still clean that place. So who cleans the Infanswim? We had 1 person responsible for the toilets. That was but we also clean toilets. Whilst at classes, then Bolaitu will come and do his job. Who cleans Infanswim school? Infanswim, sorry, not Infanswim.
Okay, number 2, Senior JC. No, Senior JC, number 2.
No, let him answer.
He will answer. Senior KB, let me handle it. Yes, Senior JC.
Thank you. Deputy Ebusiapenyi, if there's any time like that. I'm Kwame Jesse. Mine is an information I just want to provide, not a question. Okay, mine is an information I want to provide. When we were celebrating the 125th anniversary, we didn't have this efficient structure. So an ad hoc committee was put up, and Nana Butler was the chairman of the committee. Major Sam was there, I was there. I think the rest have gone beyond. And I think history has something for us. I've just talked to Captain Yamwa that there are certain historical information on my computer. When I go back home, I will give it to him. One of this, let's just mention, is that awards. At that time, we instituted awards categories and provide criteria. So it seems as if they are trying to reinvent the wheel. So it's information which I'll give to him.
Thank you so much.
And this is very important. At that time, we wanted to invite President Kufuor, who was the president at that time, and we had Reverend Dr. Santiago. He led us to the castle to invite him. Just an office to the president's office. The president's secretary came to us and said the president was not ready to receive us. It was a very big blow, and the way he talked to Reverend Santiago, it was very bad. So we left, and at the security gate, we heard that the president was calling us. At that time, we have already left the place, so we couldn't go back. It's something which I want. Sabotage can happen. The situation we are in, the opposing schools. This one, I don't want. It was not those in black and white. They were also in black and white, but not our friendly colleagues. So we have to watch out. Now, something on a lighter note. When Nana Macha was speaking, something people don't know. He was head of the dwarfs, which went to an embassy for a visa. And you know, the tensile with his huge bulk, he was finding it very difficult to go through. So they were watching him. So when he came to the interview, they asked him, dwarfs, but how do you have huge people like you?
Okay. Doc.
So he said, that's why we are mysterious.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
So
number
next,
three.
Number three.
Number three.
At the back.
Okay, thank you so much. So my question is...
Senior, your name and your group, please.
Nana Hagan, I'm 1998, local Sueza. My question is, do we have a well-functioning and professionally staffed estate department or unit at Evansville? For the kind of properties that we have on the campus, we really, really need to consider this. And so if you don't have, what are the steps being taken to immediately establish one? Then about the Fs, is there any intermediation that the school is putting in place to ensure that even if we don't remove it entirely, at least we can reduce the number of Fs? Perhaps if you don't even have any F at all from FANSPIM, I think it would be a good one for us. And then the trademarking of the 150th. Why only the 150th? It should be everything in FANSPIM. We should trademark everything.
Okay, we have.
Exactly.
We paid almost $10,000 for that,
Exactly.
and you will see it very soon.
Good.
So
So
don't worry.
everything in FANSPIM, no one should
No
be
problem.
able to
We have done that,
on
and
his
I've
own
told you. So can we move on?
anything.
Senior �KV Coleman.
Thank you.
I believe that. So, gentleman, number three. Under this current administration, we've trademarked MOBA. We've had 5 trademarks for MOBA. We've had 5 trademarks for Infanspam. And it cost us a lot of money. And we've paid. It will be delivered to us next week. We had a consultant, you see, Asaramov. We had a consultant called Asaramov that did all those things for us. So now it's going to protect the souvenirs, and if we'll take you to court because we paid a lot of money for those things. So thank you for the concern. Senior KB, I'm going to answer question. So sorry, my gun comes at times. Sorry, forgive me.
Yeah.
The
So
engineer.
thank you, Vice Ebushapenyi. I'll first go to Senior Mponse's question.
Sorry, the designation is vice president.
Yeah,
we don't have
vice
a vice
president
in our constitution, so it's vice president. All right, thank you
for the correction. Yeah, he made mention of the time frame for executing the works that we are going to do our assessment of. Yeah, we are coming up with a cash flow chart and also a program of works. So when that is ready, but we have barely about 8 months. When you factor in the raining season, then we are looking at about 6 to 6.5 months to get some of these works done. So we'll come up with the program and we'll we'll hand it over to our APC chair, and everybody will be ready.
Okay.
Now to the question of Senior Motu. Yeah, he said something about fire.
Let me repeat the question. Okay. So my question about the Faithful Monument is that, okay, you're putting in all these modifications, right? Okay, and one of the modifications is using a technology that is electrically ignite the frame. But one thing you have to realize is a lot of these technologies are bought and equipment are bought from China, and they can easily catch fire. These days you have battery chargers, cell phones catching fire easily. So my question to you, as basically you engineered everything, did all the detailed engineering design, is did you consider the risk assessment of electrically igniting the
so
flame?
senior engineer and my good friend who want to bring me 𝐻𝐄𝐈𝐒 original.
Yeah.
Look, can you people take it out of here? Say
Okay.
I am Kwanchen.
I'm just letting you know.
So that he can answer you. I beg.
All that you have to do is
this is technical. I beg. Please. The risk assessment, engineer.
I think for that fire safety thing, we
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
do it for the whole school.
I beg.
Not only the
my good friend over there will understand.
Thank you.
Okay. Now there were online
there were questionnaires online over the past 2 weeks. Some of the, it will be fair for us to take some of them here. So we've taken a lot in room. So David, can you, man, Mike? So he will read the question and we'll answer.
There are several questions, but we will start with the one says the updates on the return of the school by government to MOBA and other stakeholders. So take that one first.
Okay, this question was directed to Ebusuapenyi himself because that was our manifesto during the campaign. We're taking back the school. So somebody is asking about progress made so far. So with permission to read, the first thing that we've done is to build a professional MOBA secretariat that can 24/7 chase and achieve this high objective and other strategic objectives stated in our business plan, because there's a business plan for this taking back the school. And as I announced in the Ebusuapenyi speech, you heard of the Wesley Towers office and the new staff that have been appointed. Sorry, the thing is going on. Okay, the second point is that this will be achieved by having a professional, well-equipped, modern MOBA secretariat office done start March 20th, as you heard in his speech. Now, we also put together a high-performing MOBA management team led by a dynamic executive secretary with a proven track record, which is also done. Senior Akaba has been hired and other positions are being finalized. I was part of the interview panel. We've interviewed and recruited staff. 4, raise funds to finance secretariat and initial 24 months of operation. So there's a foundation that is going to fund this secretariat staff and everything for the next 24 hours in attending this objective. 5, 24 months, please. Number 5, appoint a chairman of the legal committee to spearhead the Exodus project. We have appointed Sankuma and appointment letter has been issued from NEC to Sankuma to head the Exodus project, as we call it, in taking back the school. So there is a legal committee working on it. Number 6, we've established an endowment fund to demonstrate MOBA's ability to independently take over the school with a Methodist church, with government as a junior, not a senior partner. Partially done, the endowment fund is established with an initial target of $10 million over the next 36 months. As I speak to you now, we have established an endowment fund, mobile endowment fund, LBG, which is a vehicle similar to mobile LBG, which we will operationalize very soon, but it's because of the 150th. We just don't want it, but it has been established. Sosi is the board secretary of mobile endowment fund. LBG Pari is a beneficiary owner. I'm on the board. Daniel Canada. Yeah, Joe Canada. Yeah, I've forgotten his name. Joe Canada. Wait. Yeah, Senior Joe Canada is also on the board. Ebusuapenyi is the chairman. I'm also on the board. And then we have some service providers that we are going to renew their mandate. And I think at the last council meeting, Ebusuapenyi number 4, you made council to ratify the change that we did at the Registrar General. Now, we are saying that fundraising will start this year in earnest after the 150th celebration. Number 7, full feasibility proposal to the government of Ghana that shows that the takeover will have better outcomes for all, and MOBA has the capacity to spearhead this transition out of a government-assisted school to a non-profit company limited by guarantee. So you heard the LBG, limited by guarantee, to create new kinds of leaders that can impact and enable positive for Ghana and Africa, giving relevant education for our times. I was part of the team that visited the Director General of education, who happened to be a MOBA, I think MOBA 91. And we had very high level discussions, and we had to go to the Minister of Education. But processes are very advanced, and I can assure you that we meant business, especially when we come on to you for the endowment fund after the 150th. Well, we don't want fatigue, donor fatigue, so we are being strategic in our. I can tell you that for our first term, by inshallah, we will move very far with taking burdens. You know, we are doing Azmi and then Lent. So I'm using Azmi term, inshallah. Then the Lent term will be different. It's that Lent term jinyame. So David will take some of the other questions.
All right, there was also a question as to how we are going to protect the AstroTurf and the tracks during the 150th anniversary. So the answer to that is that the Ministry of Sports had imported some covers that they were using to protect the AstroTurfs. So we are in touch with them to try and see how we're going to rent those protections that we will use to cover the AstroTurf during the 150th celebrations. Then there was also a question regarding the 1979 ablutions, but that I think has already been answered, so we'll skip that. There was also a question to say that can we have a mobile app? It's part of the strategic plan to be able to have a database where we'll be able to have all those interactions on an app. The first instance is for us to be able to also have a website and all the full details in place. So currently we have the MOBA.org website. It's up, but we are just plugging in a few things. So currently if you go there, you will be able to get some information. All the schedules or the calendar for the events for 2025 is all in there. We are just wrapping up also a few things to be able to indicate all the projects that have been done, how much we have spent, you know, all the way from 2016 to date. All those information will be there. At the end of the day, we'll be able to also have a directory where we'll be able to see the professionals of MOBA all around in the country. So that is also some. And then there were questions regarding the preparations for the 150th, which we have already answered. So that will be some of the questions from online. Thank you.
Okay. Now, I think the lecturers in the 5 northern regions are asking how they will be able to form a branch. And what I can say to them is that we would like to reach out everywhere. So they claim to have contacted the Secretariat before, and we will get back to them, because I know that there are a lot of universities in the 5 northern region, and if we have mobile northern region, it wouldn't be bad at all. So your question, my answer to you is I will reach out to you and take you through how you can organize yourself, the lecturers and things. I think 𝐏𝐀𝐄 is working very fine with the UCC, forming the nucleus of the mobile center. So and then the young ones are asking mentorship. What mentorship programs do we have for them? We have a mobile youth policy that I think when Senator Divine takes over, we will implement it fully. It was approved in the last it was opinion number 4's tenor by council, and we need to implement it. So we will put in those mentorship programs so that when you become rich, you won't forget us during speech day. Like my 75-old man said that the people disappointed 2015, but with the youth, we'll catch them on campus. Then when we inaugurate them, they will not disappoint. So I think we need to be deliberate in our things, in our divine. I remember you mentioned that we have to be deliberate in what we do so that we can reap this thing. The bathhouse issue has been handled, and then the school, the return of the school has also be handled. So I believe that the 152. No. Please, the next meeting, let me connect GCB Bank so we help get sponsorship. Okay. So we'll get back to you how you can get us sponsorship from GCB Bank. Yeah, I think that's all. And it has been ongoing for about 2 weeks now. I believe that we've spent a lot of time. Yes. So, please, I don't want to take any more questions. I want to give Headmaster, he has some questions, a lot of, today we've learned a lot of education, strategy and things. Also, strategy in here. So, I'll give Osofo, then he will pray for us.
It's about responding to some questions before we get to the area of prayer. Who cleans the school? The students themselves and few cleaners that we have. Students, for them, you have areas that they work, house by house, plus they work on. Every Wednesday, you have general cleaning. Every Saturday, like you have inspection, it's also done. It's just that the numbers say that you clean a place in the next 1 hour, it appears as if you have not cleaned. So we constantly have to do that. So they themselves and the few laborers that we have, they clean the school. Let me also assure you that we have qualified examiners who are teachers. Most of them are examiners. So they know whatever it takes to teach the boys in the classroom. It's just that some of the boys that we have these days, a lot of them are not good material. They don't deserve to be there. It's also been recorded. Sorry about that. That's the truth. So you work on them, and just that some of them are just difficult to pass. So we are doing everything possible. Now as I speak with you, we have intervention, I said in my address, ongoing. Yes, ongoing. Dawn, weekends, everything we need to do, we are doing that. Repetition, how we wish we can, it's a policy issue. You cannot recruit anybody, it's a policy issue. So I want to assure you, we are doing all of that. I wish, like you said, F shouldn't be in our books, but they are there. Tells you that some of them, like I joke, talk to them by way of joke. Some of you, even if I bring Jesus Christ to come and preach to you, go to hell. So some of them are just that, they cannot. Some want to be taught in examination. You see, when they come in Form 1, when we interact with them, some of them came in because they were taught at the BC level. They are not materials to be there. They confess. So that's why we are preaching no exam or practice every day to them. They are just not prepared to study. Now, how to chase them? We're going to prep. You cannot understand some of these things. You remember when you were there, you knew what you were doing. But this time around, you chase them. Prep time, stuff must be on them before they will learn. Come there in every for prep, you see. Teachers are around, even they don't want to learn. So it's a systemic challenge that we need to work on. So we are doing everything possible. So we don't have qualified management, like you just say. It's just artisans who are there. We call them maintenance officers. They know virtually nothing. So we are just managing them. So if like you put something like that, it will help going forward. So they can manage facilities, so they don't go away they are going. And just to add to what Headmaster said earlier, we go through rigorous process in selecting these prophets. A staff from the students themselves, every class, they will do their own nominations, every class. Huge numbers. The leadership will meet. Then the short list comes to staff committee put in place. They'll go through interview a whole lot before it gets to where we are. So we have combined both election, appointment, it's working for us. So let me assure you, we are doing all of that. Regarding how they appear at the speeches and all of that, this extra thing, sometimes I don't even know about that. But we are trying to regulate it. I met my colleague at Presec. He called me, Osofo, do you know something? What your boy did, my boy has done more than. You know what I saw someone on social media? Presec, they did very flamboyant. They saw what my boy did, and they went with convoy. Convoy, yes. Because they want to go do more than what you did. So we are coming together. You stop it. you will stop that so that it doesn't become something else. So I assure you, this year's celebration, there will not be that flamboyant entry and all of that, waste time and all of that. Can you imagine? Yes. Where no means. No, don't get me wrong. You regulate it. Yes. Let me give you a scenario. This year, you know what happened? We were on stage. How can the DJ, presiding bishop, we are all seated? Head boy, you're not there. Just think through. That's your respect. So imagine at the barbecue, the president is there seated. Head boy is not there. No, it can't happen. Certain things you cannot overlook. You must handle it. Yes, you cannot do that. One ago, I was asking myself, is that Omani could just create a chair or something? I didn't even know. When it surprised me, can you imagine? So you're all seated, but you're not there. No, you are not the president. No, I don't think it's the right thing to do. So you will handle it in a way not to also discourage them, but to be handled nicely for you. So let's see how things will be. It cannot happen when we are having on the phone and Muhammad is the president and then you are not coming. No. If you say no, I'll say yes. I think the issue of 40 to a class and all of that, that is the ideal situation, but these days it's difficult to do. For the past year, I started doing that. I tried. So even now, the numbers, some of them are around 40, thereabouts. Even that, they are always on me to do. I said, no, I won't do it. There's pressure, but if you add the class now, you don't have more than, only few classes are 50-50, but others are 40 already. Even that one, they calculate that each class must have 50 students. That's what they bring to us. I said, no way, you can't have that. So I used the issue of rooms not being big to tell them that I can't put 50 students here. And of course, it's also so easy to see that some of them are big rooms, large classrooms. Others are very small. So even 30, we have some of them maybe 30. Others in large classrooms maybe 50 or something. But it's not easy to do all of that. So I want to assure you that we put measures in place to ensure we get the best out of boys in everything that we are doing. Just want to draw the attention of the committee for projects. I didn't see anything about the Garden of Eden. Is that the name? Entrance. That must be tackled before you get to the school. I also didn't see my bungalow in your video. Where is that one? You discuss, I didn't see. I wanted to see. Because my head feel here. I'm fatigued. Currently, I don't even stay there. Let me frank with you. You're not there. Because imagine me coming and meeting snake in the kitchen.
Osofu, we yam paibo. Nyamu, ebe. So now we are looking at the results for the fundraising, and then I will ask Senior Kaba to move a motion for adjournment of the conference, and then we'll get a seconder. My good friend, Mr. JC, you will second for me. So when is that? Yeah, Senior Kaba will move, and then okay, anybody call Senior Kaba. Okay, this is very formal. So I want to close at 2:30 exactly. So I beg. So finish.
Thank you very much, Senior David Abe. As the returning officer for our fundraising today, that is in-house fundraising, the pledges are not part. These are the results. For the 8th position, nobody made a contribution. Abrakomane. The 7th position, I know, was done by a benevolent person, Dwen Hwe Kan, 100 cedis. Oh, dispute results now. Okay, collectors, please cross-check. But The pink sheet I have here is 100 cedis.
Okay, you finish.
The sixth house.
Have a protest.
The sixth house. Freeman Agri. They had 2,050. The fifth house, tentatively, is Pickard Parker. They had 2,190, but there's a pledge of 10,000. So if it is redeemed, as the caveat said, if it is redeemed, Parker can overtake all of us. The fourth house, Battlesmith, 2,325. The third house, Bama Aqua, 2,450. The second house, Another Menka. I'll mention the first because Old Busiapenyin has won again because the new Busiapenyin was not here. It's watching it to me. Local Switzer had 4,505. Sabapiko had 3,360. I know there are pledges. In all, we have raised 14,685. Sisi Wakabe 180,000. To which Nana Kwesi Uwa of 2006 has pledged 20,000. 2008 group today gave me 1,000. It's left with 4,000 because they are supposed to bring 5,000. And then another benevolent senior has a son in the school currently. He's watching us live and says that he wants to give us 5,000. He's in the person of Mr. Adams from Glyco. So a round of applause for him. In the next meeting, I believe that will be on the 20th of March, when we gather to unveil, I believe I would have had enough further and better particulars to give you the closing results. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you very much. And can I ask a member, any member, to move for the adjournment of conference of 11th MOBA Annual National Conference? Yes, Inaboy. Operation move. Yeah, move.
In view of the fact that we've gone through everything that we need to go through, I move that we bring the event to a close. My name is Eric Amponsa Boatin, MOBA 83. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Boatin, MOBA 83 has moved for the adjournment of any seconder. Yeah.
I hereby second the motion.
Okay. Thank you very much.
MOBA 65.
Thank you very much. You are always there for me. These are some of the old men that they are always there for you, that as a young man you can even not refuse not to be a MOBA. General Sam is one other person. Since he became the EC and he's organized election, I'll come from the office, come and vote. Then I'll pass by. God Fidelity was close to the center. I'll pass by in the afternoon. He's still sitting there by the ballot box. I'll close from work. I'll come. He's counting. He will finish. Then how can you be lazy? You the junior boy. So some of them encourage us to be very active in MOBA activities, and that's where we have. It has landed us today. So my good men, I always rely on them. Everywhere you see them at MOBA. So thank you very much, Osofo. Like we'll pay you double. You will pray for us again. So we told Osofo that he's both the headmaster and then our Osofo for today. So we'll pay him double. So Osofo, let God dismiss us.
Please tell him not to give me empty envelope, so that later you say it will come later. Now is the day. Don't do that again. Please let us be on our feet and give praise to God for seeing us through this day. What do you ask me to do? It's a part of my work. I should ask you to show your 2 handkerchiefs. Is it part of the prayer? I'll betray you. You don't know that to me. Then I should ask that show your 2 handkerchiefs white. So show your 2 handkerchiefs. You don't have? Oh, they have. Okay, show it. Aha, fine. Fantastic. Next time, don't do that to me. Let us pray. Oh Lord, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come. We thank you for guiding us through this conference with wisdom, unity, and purpose. As your children, we are grateful for the fellowship we have shared, the ideas we have exchanged, and the vision we have renewed for our matter and our nation. Oh Lord, as we depart, may your spirit of brotherhood remain strong amongst us. Strengthen our resolve to uphold the values of discipline, service, and excellence that the school holds. Let the seeds planted here bear fruit in our communities, in our nation, and beyond. Abba Father, grant us safe journeys to our various destinations. May your favor rest upon MOBA, upon the Fundraising School, upon our parents, and all of us here gathered. Abba Father, let our lives continue to reflect your glory and inspire generations to come. We commit ourselves and our beloved school into your hands, trusting that you will lead us from strength to strength through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. God bless you. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our lives, and we shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. God bless you, and see you another time. Are you cool? No, look what I was handling. Now give to Henry.